Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha. Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha. Thumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha. Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha. Suklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopasantaye. Yaslet Varadavakradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamastraye. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sachidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine, Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine, Krishna Dvaipaya Namjasam Sarvabhuta Hiteratam, Vedabcha Bhaskaram Bande Samadhi Nilayam Munim, Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Jasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Now with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue. We are in Skandam 3, Adhyayam number 11. Maitreya is now explaining about time, and in that explanation he says time, while imperceptible and associated with gross manifested things, then it becomes perceivable and perceptible. So in that situation, because it is perceived, then it can be measured. But even there, the measurement is always fraught with imprecision, right? That is why we know it's very impossible. It is not possible to calculate precisely even our revolution around the sun, for example. There is an imprecision involved in there, because the earth also moves at the same time as it is going around the sun also moves, right? So so when we say 1 year, for example, it is not exactly 365 days. You all know that. So even when it is perceptible, associated with perceptible things, even then the measurement of time is imprecise. It is beyond one's ability to measure. So there is always approximation involved, because time is nothing but Bhagavan, Kala Rupaya Namaha, and Bhagavan cannot be measured, cannot be understood, cannot be limited. Okay? So that is why it doesn't fall into precise measurements. Now, Maitreya is explaining very beautifully in this envelope of measuring time. Where do you start? What is the fundamental unit on which measurement is made? Maitreya now says the rishis now have tied it to the very process of the invisible Bhagavan becoming visible as a visible object. What a beautiful tying to that, right? So in there we saw Truti as the very first measurement, and then number of additional measurements were added on top of it, right? Then we saw that. I'm not going to repeat it. Now we go to Slokam number, we came to Slokam number 8, where we were talking about Lahu and Lagu and Yamam, as we call it, right? And Muhurtam, we talked about what a Muhurtam is, and 2 Lagus make 1 Muhurtam, and Praharaha is Yamaha, both are the same. There are 2 names for the same thing. Approximately it's 3 hours, etc. we saw, right? Now, as we go through, we'll also be tied into the envelope in which we are operating. Okay, we as human beings, normally we operate, so it will become clear. It starts at a micro level where we can't even conceive of it. Then it comes to the level in which we are all living, so it becomes a little bit easier to understand. Then it's going to go beyond into a macro level, which again defies understanding. Okay, so that's how the description goes. Now, we talked about Nadika. Nadika is in Slokam number 8. We talked about Nadika, the 5 Lagus make 1 Nadika, and 2 Nadikas make 1 Muhurtam. And Nadika is the same as our Nadikai, in colloquial word we use, and Muhurtam we all know. And Nadika is approximately 24 minutes in our current units of measure. Now, while this all started from Truti, the amount of time taken by the sun ray to pass through 18 hydrogen atoms, right? That's a fundamental measure. The invisible becomes visible, starts becoming visible. That is one beautiful way. Now, having come to this Nadika level, the Rishi again gives another way of measuring Nadika, which is what is described in Slokam number 9. And here, you will be not necessarily amazed, but I think you need to note with tremendous humility the advancement in physics, science, and in mathematics that the Rishis had. The knowledge that they had will be described in very briefly here. Same way, those days, we talk of pi as equal to 22 divided by 7, and then it goes on, right? You can go up to a certain number of decimal points, still it is not finished. And those days when they were making wheels for the chariots in temples, for example, and they made it in the diameter of the wheel was always odd numbers, like 3, 5, and 7. 5 and 7 were very common. And those wheels were had on the wooden wheel. The outside perimeter of the wheel was stuck with steel plate, because the thing was going to go on rough terrains, right? The chariot was going to go on rough terrain, so they used to put steel plates around it. So when they were making the 7 feet diameter wheels, it seems the mason and the constructor, the person who's building it, would ask for a steel plate that is 22 feet long to be brought in. Okay, so they knew that would give you the 7 feet diameter. So this knowledge was built in, but in a very simple manner. They didn't even make a big deal out of it. And the same thing was approached in different ways, in very simple manner. The same way Nadika, the measurement that we're going to talk about in 9, the Slokam 9 is nothing but a sand glass. What we have today, we have a sand glass, and the sand goes through, and then we know it takes 1 hour or 1 minute or whatever it is, right? And how that is done through the orifice in the opening, and the sand has got to be of a certain weight, right, and certain density. It has got to have certain free-flowing characteristics. Therefore, when it goes through that fixed hole, it takes exactly the same amount of time every time, right? And we know that's equal to 1 minute or whatever. This principle we all know now because we are all familiar with sand glass. But those days, the Rishi had their own sand glass, and this is much more beautifully constructed. What it talks about is, I'm explaining the Slokam to you because the words are all new words, so then you'll understand the Slokam. You take a copper measuring pot. Okay. The word copper is not mentioned in the Slokam itself, but the translators all talk about copper, which is understandable. Copper was the metal that was in use those days. So you take the copper measuring pot, a cylinder basically, that's of a certain weight. The weight is fixed. Okay, today's language, it's about 396.4 grams. That's the weight that he's talking of, okay, approximately that. And then the pot, not only the weight of the copper pot is fixed, but the capacity of the copper pot is also fixed as equal to, they call the unit is called 1 prastha, okay, which is approximately about 2.5 kilograms or so. Now, in this copper pot, the moment you fix the weight of the copper pot and the capacity of the copper pot, automatically the diameter is fixed, isn't it? And the thickness of the wall is fixed. Okay? And then you take pure gold, not the what we call 24 karat gold, a pure one, very important, because he uses the word swarnam. There is a swarnam and there is a hiranyamayam. So there are two different things. One is a pure gold. So you take the gold, and what is the gold is also specified. The gold is about approximately 4 inches long. The Sanskrit word used is angulam. Okay, in Tamil also we say angulam, and we take it to be 1 inch, but angulam is approximately 1 inch. Okay, so 4 angulams long. Okay, and the gold itself has got a fixed weight of approximately, use the word 4 masha. So understand it as the weight of the gold is fixed and the length of the gold is fixed. Therefore, the diameter of the gold is fixed because the gold itself has got a certain property. So it has got to give a certain diameter in order to meet the 4 approximately 4 inch long, and maintaining that weight. This is very important. You take this gold, and then in the copper part with the specified weight and capacity, you drill 4 holes in it with this gold rod, so to speak. Because the diameter is now fixed with the specification of the gold material and the copper material and the length and the weight and the capacity and all that, the diameter of the hole gets fixed. And this is very important. This diameter of the hole, how the diameter of the hole is calculated, is similar to the diameter of the sand glass we are used to. That's a very important point. Now it is not only that, the size of this hole has been calculated to be such that if the given quantity of water, which is 1 prastha, okay, which is approximately 2.5 kilograms, okay, water gets into the hole, then the pot will sink. Or putting it in another way, if the 1 prastha of water gets into it, then the water will start flowing inside the pot through the hole. Now I hope you understand it. Now what he does, he says, take this copper pot of this capacity and this weight with the 4 holes drilled in it in this way, okay, and put it in water. Now what will happen? The water will start traveling through the holes, isn't it? As it travels more and more, obviously the pot becomes a little bit heavier, and then after a certain time, the water will start seeping inside the copper pot. The time taken for the water to do this, once you put the pot in, the measuring pot in water, and for the water to come inside, that time is 1 nadika. Exactly what we call as a sand glass principle is being used here in an extremely scientific manner. Now imagine, for them to do this, how much knowledge they must have possessed about chemistry, about physics, and also about mathematics, isn't it? To calculate time, to measure time. So, slokam number 9. Dvadasa ardha pala unmanam chaturbihi chatura angulaihi swarna mashaihi krita chidram yavat prastha jala prutham. Dvadasa ardha pala unmanam chaturbihi chatur angulaihi swarnamashehi krita chidram yavat prastha jala prutham. Prutham means flowing out. Jalam is water. Now, the chaturbihi is 4. So what is talked about it? Dvadasa ardha. Dvadasa is 12. Ardha is half of that. So that is 6. So, the unmanam is a measuring pot. Pala is a weight. So 6 palam. 6 palam is approximately 396 grams. Okay, 396.4. So just as a weight. Take it as a weight. Don't worry about the numbers. So take a measuring pot, copper measuring pot, weighing 6 palams. That's what it is. Then chaturbihi, chatura angulaihi swarna. So the swarna is gold rod, which is chatura angulaihi, 4 angulam long. 4 of them you take, and the weight is masha. Masha is another weight. Okay, so this gold should, the amount of gold you take should equal to 4 masha also. So 4 masha weight gold, and make these 4 rods, each 4 angulams, then the diameter gets fixed. With that, krita chidram, cut holes in the measuring pot. You understand so far? Then, yavat prastha jala prutham. The yavat, the prastha has to be understood 2 different ways. The hole is such that, yavat is such that, the prastha jala means one given quantity, about 2.5 kilograms of water to approximately. So it's a quantity of water, okay, comes through the hole. Prutham means to come out of it, comes through. It travels and comes out. That is called 1 nadika, because this slokam is connected with the previous slokam. And previous Slokam, he was talking about Nadika. So this is how, in a very simple but scientifically advanced manner, a unit of Narigai, which is approximately 24 minutes, is measured. Okay? If I were to do the experiment today, guarantee you will get one Narigai, which is approximately 24 minutes. Okay? Following the same rules. Dvadasa ardha phala unmanam chaturbihi chatura angulaihi swarna mashaihi krita chidram yavat prastha jala prutham. So, now let's move on to, now so Nadiga is being defined in another way also, how to measure it. Number 10. Yamaha chatvaraha martyanam agani ubhe pakshaha panchadasa ahani shuklaha krishnaha cha manada. Now he is building. So we talked about up to the point of 24 minutes we have come, which is Nadika. Then we also talked about Muhurtam, which is 2 Nadikas in Slokam 8. And then approximately one day is either 6 or 7 Yamam. Yamam means approximately 3 hours, right? So those things we talked about. Then moving on, how this unit of time, the measurement is built up into larger and larger quantities. Yamaha. So what is a yamam? Chatvaraha martyanam ahani ubhe. Ahani means day. Okay. So here chatvaraha is 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 yamas makes martyanam in the human beings. Martyana means you and I, the human beings. Ahani, one day. So it makes sense, approximately 24 hours. Yamam is approximately 3 hours. Yamam and Praharam, they are approximately the same. They are one and the same, 2 different names for the same thing. And that about 8 of them, which means 4 in day and 4 in night, approximately. Again, see, in time there is nothing precise. Nothing is precisely done, impossible. Okay? So approximately the 4 plus 4, 8 yamam makes 1 day in the world of human beings. Ubhe. Also, the chatvaraha. Here I have to break it into 2, 4 and 4. So 4 is the day for in the human beings, and ubhe means the second one, the 2, which is the night, is also another 4 yamams. So 8 yamams makes 1 day and night in the world of human beings. Okay, so far it's clear. Now the time is measurement becomes bigger. Pakshaha panchadasa ahani. Ahani means again days. Panchadasa, 15 days, becomes 1 paksham. We call it as fortnight. And these pakshangal, these fortnights are called Shuklaha, Krishnaha cha manada. Manada means they are measured. Krishna Paksham, Shukla Paksham, we call it. So that is 15 days. Again, approximately Panchadasa Ahani. So now you see how, starting from Shruti, we have come all the way up to Paksham, Krishna Paksham and Shukla Paksham, which are 15 days each. Then, number 11. Tayoho samunchayaha masaha pitrunam tat ahaha nisam, tat ahar nisam. Dvau savrutuhu shat yanam dakshinam cha uttaram divi. Shadayanam dakshinam cha uttaram divi. Okay, shadayanam, shat ayanam. Tayoho, of these. Samunchayaha, putting it together. When you put the Krishna Paksham and Shukla Paksham together, 15 days each, Samunchayaha, Masaha, you get what we call Masam. We call it in English as 1 month, isn't it? Tamil we say Tai Masam or Vaikasi Masam, like that. So Masam is a Sanskrit word. It is basically Shukla Paksham plus Krishna Paksham, 15 days and 15 days. And each day is approximately 8 yamangal. Okay, and yamam itself is so many nadikas. Like that it's been built. So we come up to Pakshangal now. Pitrunam tat Agaha Nisam. Pitrunam. Previously Martyanam, in the world of human beings. Now Pitrunam, in the lokam of the forefathers, the Pitrus. One second. So in the world of Pitrus, Tat, these becomes Agaha. Agaha means day and Nisam means night, which means the 15 days of Krishna Paksham that we have is their night. Sukla Paksham that we have is Pitrus days. Okay? Tat Ahar Nisam. Dvau Tau Rutuhu. Shat Ayanam Dakshinam Cha Uttaram Divi. Okay. Dvau Tau Rutuhu. Tau. The two. The Dvau means two. Tau. Now we are talking about Masam. Okay. And the two of those months becomes Rutu. Rutu means seasons. Okay. In our culture, in our way of calculating time, we don't have 4 seasons. We have 6 seasons. Okay, please remember that. So, Dvau, Tau, Rutuhu. 2 of those months make 1 season. Then, Shat, Ayanam. Okay. Now, 6, all these refer back to Masangal. Okay. Shat Masangal, 6 months. Ayanam. Ayanam means it's a movement of the sun. It's a measurement of the movement of the sun. So this Dakshinam cha Uttaram. Dakshina Ayanam Uttarayanam. Dakshina Ayanam Uttarayanam we say. Right? And these are, each one is 6 months. We know that. Okay? Then these are Dakshinam cha Uttaram Divi. Very important. Now this is taking you to the heavens. Dakshinayanam and Uttarayanam, we call it a 6 months in our thing, but it actually points to a heavenly world. Right? Because it pertains to the movement of the sun now. It's taking from here, movement of the earth to the movement of the sun. So far I hope it's clear. Then number 12. Ayane cha ahani praguhu vatsaraha dvadasa smrtaha samvatsara satam nrunam paramayuhu nirupitam. Ayane cha ahani praguhu vatsaraha. This ahani here denotes the devas. In the world of devas, these ayanam, Krishna Uttarayanam and Dakshinayanam, praguhu, it is said, vatsaraha is 1 calendar year. Okay? Dvadasa smrutaha. Dvadasa means 12, because we go through the 12 rasis, right? Smrutaha, so it is said. Out of the samvatsaram, which is the 1 calendar year that we go through, which has got 2 ayanams, okay? If you have samvatsara satam, 100 of those for human being, nunam for human beings, paramayuhu, that is the duration of life, nirupitam, so it is estimated. The estimated lifespan for a human being is samvatsara satam, with this 100 calendar years going around. I mean, each year has got 2 ayanams, like that. So this is estimated to be 100. We call it as revolution around the sun or whatever, right? Ayane cha ahani praguhu vatsaraha vadasa smrtaha samvatsara satam nrunam paramayuhu nirupitam. The nrunam is very important in the world of human beings, because very soon we're going to talk about other worlds. Okay? It comes probably next slokam. Graha, Graha, Ruksha, Tara, Chakrastaha, Paramanu, Adina, Jagat, Samvatsara, Avasanena, Paryeti, Animishaha, Vibhuhu. Paramanu, Adina. This is a beautiful slokam. Again, it's amazing. We know this scientifically now, but imagine the Rishis now talked about so many thousands of years ago. And basically it says everything, whether it's the planets, whether it is the the galaxies, whether it is the stars, and everything, they all go in their own orbit. Chakrastaha, they are established in their own orbit. Paramanu Adina, including the fundamental atom that we talked about, beyond which you cannot reduce it to any smaller than that. Even that atom also, everything is established in its own orbit. It's very important in Jagat, in this universe. Samvatsara, so Graha, planet, Ruta, various luminous objects in the sky, and Tara is the stars. Chakrastaha, established in their own orbit. Paramanu, the atom. Adina, Paramanu Adina, along with the atoms. Jagat, the whole universe. Samvatsara avasane, by the end of 1 year, Paryeti, they complete their orbit. Okay. Now, here Samvatsara avasane, it is not 1 year of human being. For us, it is 1 year of human being. For an atom, that the electron goes around it, that is its Samvatsaram. Okay, that is Samvatsaram. For the star and galaxies, they are all in their own orbit. So they also do their complete their orbit, and that's Samvatsara Avatane. So it's for individual different objects, there are different Samvatsara periods that we will talk about in one of the upcoming slokams. So the important thing to understand is everything goes around in Kala Chakram. Every object, whether I'm on planet Earth or I'm on Mars or I'm on the moon, it really doesn't matter. I'm going around in an orbit, and I complete one orbit at whatever time it takes, right? The same time, depending upon where I am. The galaxies go around. The sun goes around. The sun is part of the galaxy. The galaxies go in celestial orbits, right? And it's amazing how it is that the rishis are now talking to us that this is what's happening in Jagat, in the whole universe. Samvatsara avasanena, Chakrastaha, they are established in their own orbit, and Samvatsara avasanena, Paryeti, they complete their orbit in one Samvatsaram, in 1 year, calendar year. Here, Animishaha Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu, Bhagavan, Paramatma, Animishaha, in his eternal time. Animishaha, Nimisho, Nimesha, we say in Sahasranamam. So, Nimishaha, Animishaha, the eternal time, beyond time. In that eternal time, the column of Bhagavan, all these things go around in their own orbit and complete it. They all complete the orbit. They all go around in the Kala Chakram. That is where they are established. Graha, Ruksha, Tara, Chakrastaha, Paramanu, Adina, Jagat, Samvatsara, Avasanena, Paryeti, Animishaha, Vibhuhu. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.